Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Nevin Xavier here. Hope you guys are doing well. And yeah, today we will be looking at how to edit a Milky Way image. This is the way I do it, so may not be the right way to do it, but this works for me. So yeah, let's just dive into it. And yeah, how was the last video, guys? I hope you saw the last video about how to create a noise-free image. I really hope that helped. Right, okay, so let's dive into the image. So yeah, the choice of the software I use is Lightroom. This is the only software I use, to be honest. I hardly use Photoshop. I don't really know Photoshop, to be honest. I just know a couple of things to do in Photoshop. Okay, so let's import the image. I have a photo from Brazil I took last year. Let's have a look. Yeah. Okay, so there you go. So that's the image. It's a single shot exposure. I took this in Jalapão, Brazil. It's a central part of Brazil, really isolated from any cities nearby. But yeah, let's dive into it. So okay, so firstly, let's look at the data. ISO 6400, 12mm lens. It's a Samyang 12mm manual focus lens. I shot it at f2, but it says f1. That's purely because it doesn't have any data from the lens. That's a manual lens, and it's a 30-second exposure. So this is probably most of my Astro shots. If it's a single exposure, this is my settings. ISO 6400, 12mm lens, 30-second, and yeah, I use a Fujifilm X-T3, which I am using to record now. It's a brilliant camera. Yeah, okay, so let's dive into it. So immediately, it's a straight off camera. It's already looking pretty good. Like, I can see the Milky Way, the stars are pretty good. There's a bit of star trail. That's because I kept it for 30 seconds. So I think for this lens, 20 second or 25 second is the sweet spot. I think it's 20 second, but it's fine. Let's just look into it. So I can already see, as there is a little village or something nearby, there's a little bit of what is it, light pollution here. Not light pollution, I can see a bit of orange color here, so I want to get rid of it. So I'm just going to go, no, actually, rather than reducing the white balance, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a mask with temperature slightly, let's say -10, and yeah, that's pretty good. The reason I did was I actually like the orange color of the road here. So if I make the whole picture reduce the white balance, that orange will go away, so I don't want that. Okay, great. So, and since I already have the mask, I'm going to increase the dehaze, so you can, there you go, plus 25. That looks good. You can already see a bit more. It already added a bit of contrast to the image. It looks really nice right away. And maybe slightly, not sure if it's a good idea. Yeah, there you go. A little bit highlights just to bring out that the core part of the Milky Way. Maybe even a bit of shadow, just a tad bit, like +5. Okay, and I want to increase the whites because the stars are white, so I want to increase the whites so the stars become a bit more prominent. Yeah, that's great. It's looking good. Maybe I'm going to increase a bit of contrast. Yeah, okay, and maybe the white balance I can bring a bit more down. Yeah, -15 sounds about right. Okay, perfect. Okay, that's all for the Actually, I might even go for a bit of clarity just to punch in some of the stars here. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, so it's already looking a bit more better than what it used to be. Okay, so yeah, now let's get into the basic edits. I really wanted to add a bit more contrast to the whole image, so I'm going to use the tone curve. Yeah, that's looking good. And I do want to bring out some details here, a little bit details. So I'm just going to grab another mask, bit of shadow, a little bit, not too much. Plus 10 will do. I'm just going to, there you go, just a bit of shadow here. Might even increase the exposure a little bit, plus 10. Yeah, that looks good to me. That looks pretty good to me. Not too much. Like if I increase the shadow too much, I can see the noise, which I don't really want. I don't really like. So plus 10 is more than enough for me. Plus 11. Yeah, let it be 11. Okay, there you go. So it's already looking a really balanced image. Let's go down. Let us go down. And since there is a bit of orange here, I'm thinking of maybe just bringing out a bit of orange. I'm going to go to luminance and bring out this orange slightly, ever so slightly, not too much. Okay, perfect. That's great. And I usually don't really play with the noise, because once you play with the noise, the sum of the stars starts to disappear. The maximum I do is plus 10. Let's see what that does. So this is plus 10. See, you can see the difference. There is a bit of difference. So anything more than 10, let's try 25, and the image is looking really soft. So I wouldn't suggest you to go anything more than 10, 15. Yeah, I don't usually play with sharpening because it's by default is 40 plus 40. I think that does a good job. And yeah, this image looks good. Since it's a wide angle lens and shooting at f2, there's a bit of vignetting going on. I kind of like it, but I will show you what it does. And so I'll just go to manual. Just going to open up the vignetting. See, can you see the difference here? Like before, the corners are a bit dark. Like once you slightly open it up, you can see a bit more stars, and yeah, there's a bit more brightness to the image. Like the whole sky looks a bit more balanced. So yeah, I'm going to keep it at plus 80. That looks good to me. Yeah, I think it's looking pretty good at the moment. So what I usually do when there is a Milky Way involved, I usually make a mask and just try to bring out the stars in the Milky Way, just to give a bit of so that the Milky Way pop up. Okay, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm going to use this radial filter. I'm going to use the clarity, not too much, plus 12. I'm going to click, yeah, invert. Yeah, there you go. Okay, perfect. So yeah, I might even bring in a little bit of dehaze, like plus 5, just to give that portion a little bit of clarity to it. Maybe a bit of contrast too. Yeah, that looks good. Now the Milky Way can be seen a bit more. It kind of really pops up. And I was thinking, I usually since there is a bit of magenta color involved here, I'm going to increase the saturation a little bit, just a little bit, maybe plus 10 or so, just to bring out those colors. Yeah, nothing too crazy. This is more than enough. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, let's see. As you can see in the bright part of the image here, the Jeep looks really noisy. So what I am going to do is I'm going to reduce the noise of the Jeep. I'm just going to brush the Jeep. Plus 40. Yeah, that's better. Maybe even increase the whites, because the Jeep is white, and it will bring the Jeep a bit more prominent. I can already see the Jeep because of the inside light, but I think it looks much better. See, and now the noise is it's not completely gone, but it is much better than what it used to be. Perfect. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Like, I'm happy with how it turned out. Yeah, I will share a before and after image on screen so you can compare the results. Yeah, so this is a very simple edit of a Milky Way picture. I really hope you enjoy and learn something. If you do enjoy these kind of videos from me, please do let me know in the comments. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. I would love to hear from you guys, what you think. And if you have any questions, do ask me in the comments. I will be replying. And yeah, do follow me on my Instagram. I'll be posting contents on a daily basis there. Some travel contents. Yeah, some cool pictures like this. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. And yeah, stay home, stay safe, and really hope we all get through this together. And yeah, we all will be able to travel. Thank you. Bye.